Ladies and gentlemen, there is a strength that cannot be measured by physical power, nor can it be seen in grand displays of dominance. It is quiet yet unyielding, soft yet unbreakable. It is the strength of a woman who cannot be defeated. She is not invincible because she avoids struggle, but because she embraces it, finding within each challenge a chance to grow. Her power is not defined by the absence of fear or failure, but by her resilience, her ability to rise again and again, like the sun greeting each new day. This is not a story of perfection, but one of humanity, of finding harmony in chaos, beauty in imperfection, and courage in vulnerability. Let us explore what makes such a woman truly undefeatable. True strength is not what we often imagine it to be. It is not the loud, forceful energy that overpowers or dominates. Rather, it is a quiet, steady presence that holds firm amidst the storms of life. Inner strength does not arise from the absence of struggle. Instead, it is born in the crucible of adversity. The woman who cannot be defeated is not someone who has never faced challenges, but someone who has learned to transform those challenges into opportunities for growth. Such a woman understands that her power lies within. It is not dependent on external circumstances, the opinions of others, or the fleeting moments of worldly success. Her strength is rooted in her sense of self and unshakable connection to who she truly is. She knows that life, in all its beauty and unpredictability, cannot diminish her unless she allows it to. This inner fortitude gives her the ability to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. When the world seems chaotic and unforgiving, the undefeatable woman draws from an internal reservoir of calm and clarity. She does not waste her energy resisting what she cannot change. Instead, she accepts the reality of her situation and focuses on what she can do to move forward. This acceptance is not a passive resignation, but an active choice to work with life rather than against it. She knows that by embracing the present moment as it is, she gains the clarity to see the next step. Her strength is adaptive, like water. Water, though soft and yielding, can wear down the hardest rock over time. It flows around obstacles, finding its way without losing its essence. Similarly, the undefeatable woman does not fight every challenge head-on. She chooses her battles wisely. She understands that strength is not about meeting force with force, but about knowing when to persist, when to adapt, and when to let go. This inner strength is deeply connected to her understanding of vulnerability. She does not fear being vulnerable because she recognizes it as a part of being human. To open oneself to the possibility of pain, loss, or failure is to open oneself to life itself. By embracing her vulnerabilities, she gains a deeper awareness of her own humanity and the humanity of others. This openness allows her to connect more authentically, to empathize, and to inspire. The undefeatable woman also recognizes that inner strength is not static, it must be cultivated continuously. Just as a muscle grows stronger with consistent use, her inner strength is fortified through the choices she makes every day. Each time she faces a difficulty with courage, each time she chooses hope over despair, she reinforces the foundation of her resilience. These moments, small as they may seem, accumulate into an unshakable force that sustains her through even the most daunting challenges. There is also a profound humility in her strength. She does not see herself as above or beyond life's difficulties. She knows that struggle is an inherent part of the human experience. This humility allows her to remain grounded and compassionate, both towards herself and others. She does not view her strength as a shield to separate her from the world, but as a bridge to connect more deeply with it. Her essence of inner strength is a testament to the power of the human spirit. It is a reminder that we are capable of far more than we often believe. Through her example, she shows us that strength is not about being unyielding, but about being unbreakable in spirit. It is about facing life with an open heart, even when it is painful, and continuing to move forward with courage and purpose. In the end, the undefeatable woman teaches us that inner strength is not a destination, but a journey. It is a process of becoming, of learning, growing, and transforming through life's experiences. She reminds us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can always choose how we respond. And in that choice lies the essence of true, unshakable strength. Self-mastery is the cornerstone of true strength, a principle deeply embodied by the woman who cannot be defeated. It is not about controlling every situation or manipulating the external world to conform to her desires. Rather, it is about mastering her own mind, emotions, and reactions to navigate life's unpredictable currents with poise and wisdom. This ability to govern oneself, especially in the face of adversity, is what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. To master oneself is to understand that circumstances are transient, constantly shifting like sand in the wind. The undefeatable woman recognizes that while she cannot always dictate what happens to her, she holds the power to shape her response. She does not waste time lamenting the unfairness of life or blaming others for her misfortunes. Instead, she takes responsibility for her perspective and her actions, knowing that this is where her true power lies. Her self-mastery begins with awareness. She has learned to observe her thoughts and emotions without becoming enslaved by them. When anger, fear, or doubt arises, she does not suppress these feelings, nor does she allow them to control her. Instead, she acknowledges them, giving herself space to understand their origin and meaning. This mindfulness allows her to respond deliberately rather than react impulsively. In doing so, she maintains her composure and clarity, even in the most challenging situations. This mastery extends to her ability to remain grounded amidst chaos. Life often presents moments that test one's resolve: a harsh word, an unexpected loss, or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. While others may crumble under the weight of these experiences, the undefeatable woman stays rooted in her inner strength. She understands that the storms of life are temporary, and though the winds may shake her branches, they cannot uproot her. Self-mastery also involves a deep understanding of her own limitations and triggers. The undefeatable woman does not strive for perfection or deny her flaws. Instead, she embraces them as opportunities for growth. She knows that to master oneself is not to eradicate weakness, but to integrate it, turning perceived shortcomings into sources of wisdom and compassion. This humility and self-awareness allow her to face life authentically, without pretense or self-deception. Another facet of her mastery is discipline, not in the rigid sense of denying herself joy, but in the deliberate cultivation of habits and practices that nurture her well-being and resilience. She chooses actions that align with her values and long-term goals, even when they require effort or sacrifice. Whether it is dedicating time to personal growth, maintaining her physical health, or fostering meaningful relationships, she understands that these daily choices build the foundation of her strength. Self-mastery is also about letting go of the illusion of control over others and external events. The undefeatable woman recognizes that her energy is best spent on what she can influence: her own thoughts, actions, and attitude. By releasing the need to control the uncontrollable, she frees herself from unnecessary frustration and disappointment. This liberation allows her to approach life with a sense of ease and adaptability, flowing with its natural rhythms rather than resisting them. Central to her mastery is a steadfast commitment to her values and purpose. She is guided by an inner compass that keeps her aligned with what truly matters, even when the path is uncertain or difficult. This clarity of purpose gives her the strength to persevere through setbacks and remain true to herself in the face of external pressures. She does not waver in her convictions, yet she remains open to growth and change, understanding that self-mastery is a dynamic, lifelong journey. Ultimately, self-mastery over circumstance is not about avoiding challenges, but about transforming them. The undefeatable woman views every experience, whether joyous or painful, as an opportunity to deepen her understanding of herself and the world. She knows that the greatest battles are not fought outwardly but within, and her victories come not from dominating others but from conquering her own fears, doubts, and limitations. Through her unwavering commitment to self-mastery, the undefeatable woman becomes a beacon of strength and inspiration. She reminds us all that, while we cannot control the tides of life, we can learn to navigate them with courage, wisdom, and grace. In mastering herself, she transcends her circumstances, proving that the greatest power lies within. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as a weakness, something to be hidden or avoided at all costs. Yet the woman who cannot be defeated understands that vulnerability is not a flaw, it is a profound strength. To embrace vulnerability is to accept the full spectrum of human experience, opening oneself to love, connection, growth, and yes, even pain. It is a courageous act of living authentically, without armor, and trusting that her inherent worth is not diminished by her moments of fragility. To be vulnerable is to be deeply human. It is an acknowledgement that life in all its beauty is also unpredictable and at times challenging. The undefeatable woman does not seek to escape this reality but to face it with open arms. She understands that pretending to have it all together, to never falter or feel, only creates a facade that isolates her from herself and others. By contrast, vulnerability allows her to connect more deeply with those around her, creating relationships built on trust, empathy, and understanding. This strength in vulnerability is rooted in her ability to confront her fears. Fear often accompanies vulnerability, the fear of rejection, failure, or judgment. But rather than letting these fears dictate her actions, she meets them head on. She knows that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Each time she allows herself to be seen as she truly is, she dismantles the barriers fear tries to erect. In this way, her vulnerability becomes a gateway to courage and authenticity. By embracing vulnerability, she also allows herself to experience the depth and richness of life. To close oneself off from vulnerability is to numb not only pain but also joy, love, and passion. The undefeatable woman does not shy away from the possibility of heartbreak because she knows it is intertwined with the beauty of love. She does not avoid the risk of failure because she recognizes it as a necessary step toward growth and achievement. In being open to the uncertainties of life, she fully inhabits each moment, savoring its gifts and learning from its challenges. Her vulnerability is not a passive state, but an active choice. It requires immense strength to admit when she is struggling, to ask for help, or to acknowledge her limitations. Yet in doing so, she discovers a deeper well of resilience within herself. She learns that it is okay to lean on others, that strength is not diminished by seeking support, but is often amplified through connection. Vulnerability fosters collaboration and community, reminding her that she does not have to face life's trials alone. This willingness to embrace her imperfections is also a hallmark of her vulnerability. She does not strive for an unattainable ideal of perfection. Instead, she celebrates her humanity. Her flaws, mistakes, and scars are not things to be hidden, but to be honored as evidence of her journey. Through vulnerability, she comes to see herself not as broken, but as whole, a mosaic of experiences that have shaped her into the person she is. The undefeatable woman also understands that vulnerability is a path to growth. When she allows herself to be seen and to take risks, she invites the possibility of failure, but also the possibility of learning and transformation. Each time she steps into the unknown, she expands her horizons, discovering new strengths and capacities she never knew she possessed. Vulnerability is, in this way, an act of faith in herself, in others, and in life's potential for renewal. There is a quiet power in vulnerability that defies conventional notions of strength. It is not about dominating or controlling, but about being open, honest, and real. The undefeatable woman knows that by embracing vulnerability, she gains an unshakable confidence rooted in self-acceptance. She is not afraid to show her scars or to share her struggles because she understands that these are what make her relatable and inspiring to others. In the end, embracing vulnerability is an act of profound courage and wisdom. It is a declaration that she is enough, just as she is, and that her worth is not contingent on appearing invulnerable. By opening herself to the uncertainties of life, she becomes truly undefeatable, not because she avoids pain, but because she transcends it. Through vulnerability, she finds her strength, her authenticity, and her unbreakable connection to the world around her. To live in harmony with the flow of life is to understand and embrace the natural rhythms of existence. It is to recognize that life is not a series of events to be controlled, but a river to be navigated. The woman who cannot be defeated embodies this principle. She does not fight against the current. Instead, she learns to move with it, finding grace and strength in her alignment with life's inherent flow. She begins with an understanding that life is dynamic, ever-changing, and unpredictable. The seasons shift, rivers carve new paths, and the winds carry whispers of change. She knows that resistance to these natural rhythms only breeds frustration and suffering. Rather than clinging to what was or fearing what might come, she embraces the present moment as it is. This acceptance does not mean passivity. Instead, it is an active choice to work with the energy of life rather than against it. This harmony stems from her ability to listen deeply to herself, to others, and to the world around her. She has cultivated an intuitive awareness that allows her to sense when to push forward and when to step back. Like a sailor who adjusts her sails to the wind, she understands that timing and adaptability are key. When the flow of life presents opportunities, she seizes them with courage. When it calls for patience, she waits with trust and confidence. Her ability to align with life's flow is also rooted in her understanding of impermanence. She knows that nothing lasts forever, whether it be joy or sorrow, success or failure. This awareness frees her from the need to grasp tightly to fleeting moments or resist inevitable changes. Instead, she moves through life with an open heart, savoring its beauty while letting go of what no longer serves her. This detachment is not a denial of her feelings, but a recognition of the larger picture, deep trust in the cycles of life. The undefeatable woman also finds harmony by releasing the illusion of control. She understands that while she can influence her path through her choices and actions, she cannot dictate every outcome. Life, with all its complexity, unfolds in ways that often defy human understanding. Rather than viewing this uncertainty as a threat, she embraces it as an invitation to grow. By surrendering to the flow of life, she discovers a profound sense of freedom to explore, to adapt, and to thrive. Her harmony with life's flow is not a solitary endeavor, but deeply connected to her relationships with others. She knows that just as rivers merge and separate, human lives intersect in meaningful ways. She values the connections she forms, flowing together with others in mutual respect and support. Yet she also understands the importance of honoring her individuality and allowing others to follow their own paths. At the core of her alignment with life's flow is a deep sense of trust in herself, in the universe, and in the unfolding of her journey. This trust is not blind optimism, but a grounded belief that life's challenges and blessings both serve a purpose. Even in moments of uncertainty or difficulty, she remains steadfast, knowing that every twist and turn is a part of the greater journey. This trust gives her resilience and the ability to remain calm in the face of adversity. To live in harmony with life is also to recognize its beauty. The undefeatable woman finds joy in the simple and the profound, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of loved ones, the quiet of a starry night. By attuning herself to life's rhythm, she becomes more present, more aware, and more grateful. This presence allows her to fully experience each moment, deepening her connection to herself and the world around her. In living this way, she becomes an embodiment of harmony itself. She shows us that life's flow is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Her ability to align with the currents of existence, rather than fighting against them, allows her to move through life with grace, strength, and peace. She reminds us that true power lies not in force, but in flexibility, not in control, but in connection. Through her example, the undefeatable woman teaches us that life's flow is a gift, a journey to be navigated with courage, openness, and trust. In surrendering to this flow, she discovers her true strength, her deepest peace, and her unshakable resilience. Purpose is the force that gives life meaning, a compass that guides actions and decisions with clarity and intention. The woman who cannot be defeated understands that a life driven by purpose is one of strength, resilience, and fulfillment. It is not the absence of challenges or struggles that defines her, but the unwavering connection to a deeper why that sustains her through all of life's uncertainties. Her purpose is not always grand or immediately visible to others. It might not be tied to accolades, wealth, or recognition. Instead, it arises from an inner knowing, a sense of alignment with her values and passions. This connection to purpose imbues even the smallest actions with significance. This sense of purpose gives her direction. While life's path is rarely straightforward, her purpose acts as a guiding light, illuminating the way even in times of confusion or doubt. When faced with difficult choices, she asks herself what aligns with her deeper intentions, and this clarity empowers her to make decisions with confidence. She does not allow herself to be swayed by fleeting distractions or external pressures, for her purpose provides a steadfast foundation that anchors her in authenticity. Purpose also gives her strength. When life presents obstacles, she draws on the power of her why to keep moving forward. She understands that setbacks and failures are not the end of the journey, but part of the process. Her purpose transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, fueling her determination to rise again and again. This resilience is not born from stubbornness, but from the profound belief that her actions, guided by purpose, matter in the greater scheme of life. The undefeatable woman finds her purpose not in comparison with others, but in connection with herself. She does not measure her success by society's standards or seek validation from external sources. Instead, she looks inward, asking what brings her joy, fulfillment, and a sense of contribution. This introspection allows her to discover a purpose that is uniquely her own, one that resonates deeply and authentically. Her purpose is not rigid but evolves as she grows. She understands that life is dynamic and that her sense of purpose may shift with time and experience. Rather than clinging to a single idea of what her purpose should be, she remains open to discovering new passions and possibilities. This flexibility allows her to adapt and thrive, continuously finding meaning in the changing chapters of her life. Living with purpose also connects her to others. She sees her actions not as isolated efforts, but as part of a larger tapestry of human experience. Her purpose often involves contributing to the well-being of those around her, whether through acts of service, creativity, or leadership. This sense of interconnectedness amplifies her impact, reminding her that even small, purposeful actions can ripple outward to create positive change. The woman who lives with purpose does so with intention. She approaches each day with mindfulness, asking how her actions align with her values and goals. This intentionality infuses her life with richness and meaning, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. Whether she is facing great challenges or enjoying simple pleasures, she is present and engaged, knowing that every moment is an opportunity to live purposefully. Purpose also gives her hope. In times of darkness or despair, her connection to her why reminds her that there is always a reason to keep going. It serves as a beacon of light, guiding her through even the most difficult times. This hope is not naive optimism, but a deep trust in the value of her journey, no matter how uncertain or arduous it may seem. The power of purpose lies in its ability to transform a life from mere existence to meaningful living. The undefeatable woman knows that a purpose-driven life is not just about achieving goals, but about embodying her values, passions, and authenticity in every moment. Through her connection to purpose, she becomes a force of resilience, inspiration, and joy, a testament to the profound strength that arises when one lives with intention and meaning. Love, in its truest form, is the most transformative and enduring force in existence. It is not confined to romance or fleeting emotions, but encompasses a boundless energy that connects all of life. The woman who cannot be defeated understands that love is both her strength and her sanctuary. It empowers her, heals her, and guides her through life's complexities. For her, love is not merely an act, but a way of being, a force that sustains her through challenges and illuminates her path. At its core, love is an acknowledgement of connection. It recognizes the shared humanity that binds all people, the unbreakable link between individuals and the world around them. The undefeatable woman lives in alignment with this understanding. She does not view love as a resource to be hoarded or conditional upon circumstances. Instead, she sees it as infinite, a gift to be freely given and received. This perspective allows her to approach life with openness and compassion, transforming every interaction into an opportunity to spread kindness and understanding. Love gives her strength because it transcends fear. Fear creates barriers, isolating people from one another and from their true potential. Love, however, dissolves those barriers. It empowers her to face challenges with courage and resilience, for she knows that love is greater than any obstacle. Whether she is comforting a friend, standing up for justice, or persevering through personal trials, love fuels her actions and infuses them with purpose. This strength is not limited to outward expressions of love, but begins within. The undefeatable woman has cultivated a deep love for herself, not a superficial pride, but an authentic acceptance of who she is. She embraces her imperfections, celebrates her strengths, and forgives herself for her mistakes. This self-love is the foundation of her ability to love others, for it enables her to give from a place of wholeness rather than need. By nurturing her own well-being, she creates a reservoir of strength that allows her to show up fully for those around her. In conclusion, love is the ultimate power because it endures, it transcends time, outlasts hardship, and leaves a legacy far greater than any material achievement. The undefeatable woman lives her life guided by love, and in doing so she becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration. Her strength is not defined by her ability to conquer, but by her ability to connect, to nurture, and to transform the world around her through the boundless energy of love.